Howdy traders, and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be talking about the OTS-14-1A, aka the Groza. This is the gun that you get for completing solo operation in the new Runograd missions that they added recently, and today we're going to see if it's actually worth all of the effort and the trials that you need to put in to get this gun. Now, I will admit, it's actually pretty funny because this gun actually used to be in the game beforehand as also a quest reward. I don't entirely remember what the quest even was back in the day, but this was a gun that you got by completing quests, so it's really cool to see that it come back. And so far, it seems to be okay. I'm running irons. You can actually put, like, different optics and attachments on your gun. I decided just to pretty much keep it plain, though, today. So, we'll see how it holds up. It's pretty much just stock. Hopefully, it will be holding up pretty well here. I'm not gonna have, like, too much confidence. But so far, 4 kills. That's an ace. That is literally an ace first round. Okay, so maybe the Groza seems to be doing alright. I was looking at the stats earlier. Back in the day, the OTS-14-1A, aka the Groza, was an identical copy of the AK-103, but now it is no longer the same case. It seems to be a little bit more independent nowadays, which is kind of cool to see. Dang. Okay, we're kind of just running today. Oh my god. Behind me, maybe? No. Wow, okay, 7-0 so far. This gun is, doing really well. Anyways, like I was saying, this gun is no longer a copy of the AK-103. I didn't really see if there's any other guns it was pretty similar to. But it is a 4-shot minimum, which is pretty good, especially for its decently high fire rate. It holds up pretty well. No one's there. Okay, well, I am kind of playing awfully aggressive, but it seems that the Groza can actually hold up with this playstyle pretty well. Not too surprised by that, due to the fact that it's got a really decent fire rate, and, you know, it seems to be pretty lightweight. I don't feel pretty sluggish with this thing. I can see why someone would want to rock an actual optic with this gun, because I will admit the irons are not the best. They're not bad, but I think a red dot would just do you much better, wouldn't it? Okay, yes, there's the last guy's all the way up there with an MP9. Yeah, so far I gotta admit, I am actually like really impressed with how well this thing has held up. Typically I also run a suppressor on my gun too, but as you can see, we're not running a suppressor. The grip barrel combination is a little bit interesting looking, I will admit. But I don't know, I wanted to try something new out with this thing, because, you know, obviously back in the day, the Groza did not have... Ooh. Hello, game? Okay, that was a little rough, but you know what? We went 9-0 on our first game, so we're not gonna talk about it. Okay, so clearly I'm a goober because I just looked at the stats of the AK-103, and they have the exact same damage stats. The Groza and the AK-103 have the identical damage stats. But like weight, fire rate, you know, dispersion, all that other statistics, they're a little bit off, so, you know, it's not perfectly identical to an AK-103, but they still share a lot of similarities, so, you know. Is that it? That guy looks like he's perfectly alive. That's crazy. Anyways, the Groza is different from the AK-103. Technically, it just kind of has like a faster fire rate than it, and as we all know, the fire rate in this game really I thought that was a guy. I'm a goober. And as we all know, fire rate... Can I not shoot through that? Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm still pretty new to Maya, I won't lie. I probably only play like 5 matches on this map, so I kind of get jump scared by pots every once in a while, but you know what, it's fine, we still win. But yeah, the Groza is still seen to be very similar to the AK-103 like it was back in the day, so I'm a goober. You know, I kind of tricked you all with that, where I said, you know, like, oh, the Groza isn't just the AK-103. It still kind of is. Also, good lord, I am smoking today, holy. I think I accidentally got a third person there. I thought there was only 2 last time I checked. I can get another ace. Okay, not quite another ace because that was a kill assist, but that was still 4 kills. I've got 7-0. Oh, man. It's actually really funny. I've been wanting to make a video on the AK-103 for a while because I realized it was a gun that I've never made a video on, or like a dedicated video on. So I was like, oh, you know what I'll do? I'll make a video on the AK-103. And then like literally the next update, they re-added the Groza, and I was like, well... Gotta make a video on that. So I decided I'd try out and finally put on an optic on my Groza, and I felt like it was pretty fitting to put the OKP7 sight that you also get from doing zombies missions onto it, you know, to stack up all the event reward items together. And also it's Russian, so, you know, the OKP7 is pretty fitting for it, all in all. Where are the enemies? Just hanging out in spawn, looks like. How did I not get that kill? What? Okay, someone's probably gonna eventually run to OBJ here. Like that. I'm not sure if holding bridge here as a defender is actually like a good spot. I'm really curious still, like, where, you know, because I'm still obviously pretty brand new to this map, so I'm still kind of, you know, changing out my strategy every single time I play it and trying to see what works, what doesn't. You know, what's gonna be my main route from now on, but, so far I'm a big fan of going this way, I gotta admit. Also, the Groza feels nice to use. I can't see that guy entirely. Nice. But yeah, so far I gotta admit, I really do like using the Groza. This is probably one of my, well, I say this every time I feel like, where I'm always like, oh, this is my new favorite gun. Every single time I do, like, use a new gun, but it's like, what the hell? Okay, that actually jump scared me. What? I thought you couldn't get up there. I thought you couldn't get back up from that angle. How did they do that? What was that? He just like jumped up on high ground. I didn't think you could do that. I thought once you dropped down you were stuck there. But no, he just climbed back on up. Okay, he's just bouncing this way. Okay, cool. There's like a full-on firefight happening below me, it sounds like. Good lord. Alright. We went 9-1. Man, I'm doing really well with the Groza. I don't really remember, so some kind of like gun nerd is gonna have to tell me in the YouTube comments. And once again, I say gun nerds affectionately because, you know, I love my little gun nerds in my audience. Isn't the Groza just a bullpup, aka 74U, like the Krinkov, just bullpup, right? Or am I crazy? Because that's what it is, right? Are we not gonna full cap? Okay. And I still get the kill. Boom! Random pre-fire. Let's go. Or random spray, more like. It wasn't really much of a pre-fire. But yeah, so far, I gotta admit, the Groza is actually holding up really, really well. Even with this weird build I have going on, it seems to be pretty good. Like I said, it is a 4-shot min. So it's only gonna take 4 shots to kill somebody. So that's already pretty good. And especially with this decently high fire rate at 700. I mean, that's really all you need. Hello. It holds up okay at a range. I'm noticing I'm not getting a lot of headshot kills. I'm mostly just getting body shot kills, so that's fine. It doesn't really matter. There we go. We're going 7-0. Oh, this gun is so good. Man, it is crazy because it's like the AK-103 is also just very similar. So I guess if I use the AK-103 soon, I'm also going to get similar results, right? Like, right? Right? Totally. The AK-103 is going to be as good as the Groza, right? Surely the RPM difference isn't really making it that much better, right? I'd be very surprised to find out if the RPM difference of the OTS-14 1A, aka the Groza, along with the, wow, I didn't get that kill? Ouch, man. Shotguns hurt. And yeah, there we go, there's another 9-0 game. Okay, now Tokyo is going to be a fun map to play on, because the one thing I have been interested about the Groza is how it holds up at a range. Okay, I want to say that was mostly my aim. Yeah, okay, see, it's really not that bad, it's just my aim. So far, I gotta say, I mean, I know I've said it before, but wow, I am actually so impressed. It's not very often that we get an event weapon that's, like, actually good. Majority of the times we get an event weapon, they're pretty bad. Just to be quite frank, I think the last time we had a good event weapon was maybe, like, the C7A2, like, way back in Viper, whenever it first released, and it was, like, the meta in Resurgence, and you could only get it from playing the event, maybe? Oh man, it's been so long, I actually don't even know if that's right anymore. Someone may just have to correct me there. But yeah, it feels like a lot of times we get like quest reward guns and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I love getting quest reward guns and stuff like that. But majority of the time, they're not very good. And look, I love the Python revolver. The Python revolver is awesome. But it's very easily outclassed by semi-automatic handguns. Just because that's just the nature of it, you know? But it's about the swag, so who really cares, right? I will say one thing I thought was really going to throw me off with the Groza was like the height of Rabor, because obviously my optic is like way above where the barrel actually is, so I wasn't sure if like that was going to throw me off too bad, but it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. I do have to admit, one thing that makes me really sad is the fact that suppressors are just so absolutely necessary, it feels like, to play BRM5, due to the fact that if you're playing PvP, obviously you don't want to have muzzle flash on your screen so you can actually see where you're shooting at. If you're playing open world, you don't want to alert the compound early. Zombies, you definitely don't want to alert the zombies, so suppressors are just like absolutely necessary in every single game mode, it feels like. And it makes me really sad because, you know, Panzer, the sound designer of the game, you know, he puts a lot of effort into making all these different sounds and, you know, how they sound, or how the different guns sound with the different calibers and all that stuff. But you're never going to hear the gun sounds unsuppressed because of how mandatory suppressors feel like they are in this game. And it really sucks because it's like, you know, I want to use guns unsuppressed, but like I literally have to use them suppressed. So far though, it seems like just because of like how far away the optic is from the barrel though, I actually don't have to worry about muzzle flash too much. That's just one thing I've kind of noticed with the Groza is I actually don't have to worry about muzzle flash. Now where is he? Is he back here? He is. Wow, my aim is awful. Good lord. Alright, well, it seems like we're going to be finishing this video on Lookout. So, hopefully we can have a good last game here. I don't want to talk about my aim. That was bad. Okay, I don't want to talk about that part. That was just not good. And I've got no excuse. Okay, somehow I almost died to fall damage by jumping down from the rafters there. So that's cool. So yeah, overall, I gotta admit, I am pretty impressed with how the Groza held up today. I do think that even despite, you know, me doing YouTube and stuff like that, I'm glad that I did these quests and got the Groza. Even though it did take me a long while to get them all. Is he AFK? I think he was AFK, I'm not sure. Anyways, ending it off with what I think was 4-1? Not too bad. Overall, I had a lot of really high kill games, and I got an ace with it, so I can't complain at all. Very happy I didn't use the suppressor on this thing either. I do like the barrel extender grip thing. It looks really weird. I don't know. The whole Groza just looks weird, but it actually held up like really, really well today. So I am impressed, and hey, I would do the quest all over again to get this gun, because I had a lot of fun with it.